My name is Dr. Rajiv Kumar Chauhan. I am going to discuss about classification of DC motor and DC shunt motor. So DC motor can be classified into various categories. One is separately excited DC motor, brushless DC motor, permanent magnet DC motor, self-excited DC motor. The self-excited DC motor further can be classified into three categories: shunt DC motor, series DC motor and compound DC motor. The compound DC motor can be classified into two categories. One is cumulative compound DC motor, differential compound DC motor. The cumulative compound DC motor and differential compound DC motor both can be classified into two categories. One is short shunt compound DC motor and second one is long shunt compound DC motor. So let's discuss about the DC shunt motor first. In DC shunt motor, the field winding is connected across the armature winding, while the parallel combination of field winding and armature winding is connected across the supply voltage as shown in figure. So this is the circuit diagram for DC shunt motor. Here we can see that the field winding is connected across the armature winding, while this is the parallel combination of armature and field winding which is connected across the supply V. Okay, so from the circuit we can write down the current, voltage and power relation. From the circuit at node X, we can see that the current drawn by the motor I is the entering current, while the armature current IA is the outgoing current and the shunt current ISH is also the outgoing current. So from using the Kirchhoff current law at node X, we can obtain this relation I is equals to IA plus ISH. As we can see from the circuit, the voltage V is applied across these two terminals which is connected across the shunt winding. Okay, so we can write down the field current or shunt current ISH is equals to V upon RSH. The supply, where V is the supply voltage and RSH is the field resistance. From the circuit we can apply the KVL. So this is the electrical equivalent of the DC shunt motor. Here we can see that this is EB is the representation of back EMF and RA is the armature resistance. These are the brushes and this is applied voltage V, and the field winding is connected across the terminal of brushes. Okay, as shown is in the figure here. Okay, so from the circuit, if we apply the Kirchhoff voltage law in this loop, we can say the applied voltage V is equals to the V EB plus IARA, means voltage drop here, plus voltage drop in the brushes. Okay, that is represented by V brush. One another equation we can write from here, that the V is equals to ISH RSH. Okay, if we neglect the voltage drop in the brushes, because that is very small, around 1 to 2 volt. Okay, so if we neglect the V brushes, we can rewrite this equation or voltage equation V is equals to EB plus IARA. We called it voltage equation of a DC motor, where EB is the back EMF, Ra is equals to armature resistance. Since V and RSH are constant, so the field current ISH remain essentially constant. From this formula we know, or we can say that ISH is equals to V upon RSH. If both the quantities are constant, then this current will be constant. The flux also remain constant because phi is proportional to ISH in the shunt winding. Okay. So, the shunt motor is also called constant flux motor. Power equation of DC shunt motor. Power input is equals to mechanical power developed plus losses in the armature plus losses in the field. Okay. So, power input, we know the voltage is V and current is I. So, power input is VI. Mechanical power developed is represented by PM. Losses in armature means power losses in the armature circuit due to armature resistance. The current, armature current is IA, so the power losses in the armature is equal to IA square RA plus power losses in the field. So we have the shunt field winding and the current is ISH. So ISH square RSH if we are neglecting the power losses in the brushes. Okay. We can write down the equation from here that V is equals to ISH into RSH. Okay. We know this equation can be write down like this: ISH into ISH into RSH, and that is V. So we can get next equation like this: PM plus IA square plus V into ISH. Okay, this is the same equation. So let's transfer this expression from right side to left side. We will get PM is equals to VI minus VISH minus IA square RA. From here we can take the common V. So if we take the common V, we will get I minus ISH minus IA square RA. Okay. From the circuit we know the I is the entering current at node X, while the IA and ISH is the outgoing current. So we can say that IA is equals to I minus ISH. So if we substitute the value of I minus ISH in this equation, we will get PM is equals to VIA minus IA square RA. From here we can take IA common. So we will get V minus IA RA. And from the voltage equation of a motor, we know that V minus IA RA is equals to EB. So PM is equals to EB IA. Voltage equation for the DC shunt motor: V is equals to EB plus IA RA. Let's multiply both sides of the voltage equation by IA. So we will get VIA is equals to bracket EB plus IA RA multiplied by IA. Okay. If we open this bracket, we will get EBIA plus IA square RA, where EBIA is the mechanical power developed, that is represented by PM. Okay, where the VIA is the electrical power supplied to the armature of the motor, and IA square RA is equals to copper losses in the armature. DC motor characteristics, or we can say DC shunt motor characteristics. The performance of a DC shunt motor can be judged from its characteristics curve known as motor characteristics. There are three types of characteristics of DC motors. One is torque and armature current characteristics. Second one is speed and armature current characteristics. Third one is speed and torque characteristics. So first let's discuss about the torque and armature current characteristics of DC shunt motor. So it is the curve between armature torque and armature current IA of DC shunt motor. We know the torque equation I tau A is proportional to the phi IA. Okay. Since shunt motor operate at constant voltage and field current is equals to V upon RSH, that is also constant. So we can say the flux will be also constant because flux is proportional to field current. So if the flux phi SH is constant, then we can say this equation can be reduced like tau A is proportional to IA. Okay. So tau A IA characteristics is a straight line passing through the origin as shown in figure. Okay, where tau A is the gross torque and tau SH is the shaft torque. Okay, it is clear from the curve that a very large current is required to start the shunt motor on heavy load. We can see from the graph, as the torque is increased, the armature current is increased. So if we operate a motor with the heavy load, it means high torque is required, and in case of high torque, large amount of armature current will flow. So a shunt motor should not start at a heavy load. Speed armature current characteristics. It is the curve between speed N and armature current IA. This is IS. Okay, of the DC shunt motor. We know EB is proportional to phi into N, or we can write down this equation like this: N is proportional to EB upon phi, where we know from the voltage equation EB is equals to V minus IARA. So we can write down this equation like this: N is proportional to V minus IARA divided by phi. So phi is slightly decreased due to armature reaction as the load increases, but for most purposes the flux is considered to be constant. So neglecting armature reaction effect, the speed N is proportional to V minus IARA. Note, if the load is increased, the more torque is required. If the torque is increased, then IA current, the armature current, will increase. If the IA is increased, the V minus IARA will decrease because IARA will increase. And we know that V minus IARA will decrease, and V is constant in this circuit. So as this ratio will increase, as this IaRa will increase, this V minus IaRa will decrease. So if V minus IaRa is decreased from this equation, then speed will decrease. As Ra is very small, so the value of IaRa is also small. So if the value of IaRa is very small, it means if we subtract this amount from V, then the amount will be very high. Okay, it means Eb will decrease very small. Okay, so speed will decrease but not significantly large. Okay, as we can see in the circuit, the speed is decreasing very less from no load to full load. The next characteristics of a DC shunt motor is speed torque characteristics. It is the curve between speed and torque, this is tau A, of a DC shunt motor. The torque is proportional to the armature current and nature of the n/tau characteristics is same as speed armature characteristics of the DC shunt motor. So from the NIa characteristics, we know that tau is proportional to Ia because phi is constant for a DC shunt motor. Okay. At no load, motor rotate at a speed n0 and produce the torque tau A0. Okay. As the load increase, the torque requirement also increase. To generate the required amount of torque, motor draw more armature current, means Ia will increase. More armature current can be drawn if more speed decrease, because we know Eb is directly proportional to N. Okay. So from here we can write down the equation Ia is equals to V minus Eb upon Ra, because we know that V is equals to Eb plus Ia Ra. So from here, if we will transfer it here, we will write down if we will transfer it here, we can get this equation. Therefore, as load increase, torque will also increase and speed will decrease as shown in figure. So from this we can say that load increase, torque will increase, Ia will increase, similar as with the previous case, IaRa will increase. So V minus Ia is the constant, V is the constant here, so V minus IaRa will decrease, or Eb is decrease, so speed will decrease. Okay. Ra is very small, so IaRa will be small, V minus IaRa will be large, or Eb will be small, means the value of decrement in the value of Eb will be small. So speed will decrease but not significantly. Okay. So Ni characteristics dropping slightly as shown in figure. So we called the shunt motor as a constant speed motor. This is one numerical relevant to the DC shunt motor. A 4-pole 500 volt shunt motor has 720 wave connected armature conductor. The full load armature current is 60 ampere and flux per pole is 0.03 Weber. The armature winding resistance is 0.2 ohm and the contact drop is 1 volt per brush. Determine the full load speed of the motor. So in the question, from the question we can get P is equals to 4, V is equals to 500 volt, Z is 720, IA is also given to us 60 ampere, phi 0.03, RA is 0.2 and brush voltage is given. Connection of the armature is also given. So the connection is wave connected. So wave, in the case of wave connected, A is equals to 2. So number of brushes is 2. Okay, so total brush drop is equals to number of brushes multiplied by contact drop per brush, and that is given to us is 1 volt only. So total brush drop will be 2 into 1 is equals to 2 volt. So we can say V brush is equals to 2 volt. From the voltage equation, if we write down the voltage equation for this circuit, we know V is equals to EB plus IARA plus voltage drop in the brushes, that is represented by V brush. Just substitute the value of various parameter in this equation. We will get 500 is equals to EB plus 60 multiplied by 0.2 plus 2. So from here, EB is equals to 500 minus 12 minus 2 is equals to 486 volt. Now we want to calculate the speed of the motor. So we know another formula, EB is equals to phi ZNP upon 60A. So let's substitute the value of various parameters here. We will get 486, we calculate the value of EB is equals to 0.03, this is the flux value, multiplied by number of poles multiplied by speed multiplied by number of conductor Z is 720, 60 multiplied by A is equals to 2, okay, because wave connection is there. So from here we can get the value N is equals to 60 multiplied by 2 into 486 divided by 0.03 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 720. We get the speed of the motor is 675 rpm. Application of a DC shunt motor. Various machine tools such as lathe machine, drilling machine, milling machine, etc., printing machine, paper machine, centrifugal and reciprocating pump, blower and fans. Thank you.